The Canadian Space Agency has announced its involvement in two new space missions for two of its astronauts. One is to the International Space Station, the other is the Artemis II mission to the moon. Now, Caroline, we know who the two astronauts will be.
Yes, two very exciting missions were announced today, demonstrating Canada's important and growing role in space exploration.
What a good day to start. And let me just...
Joshua Kutryk will be going to the International Space Station for 6 months in 2025. He's scheduled to get there aboard the Starliner 1, a new space vehicle built by Boeing. And astronaut Jenni Gibbons will be the backup for fellow Canadian Jeremy Hansen on the Artemis II mission, which will circle the moon. Now, Gibbons is also working as part of the ground communications team that speaks directly with the astronauts for the lunar launch. Here's what today's news means to them personally and to the country.
It's also a new vehicle, so Starliner is just being developed. It hasn't flown with people on it yet. This mission will be the first operational, meaning first long-duration 6-month expedition for that vehicle. And for me personally, as I've said, I come from a testing background. That's wonderful for me. I like working with that, but it's also a really good spot for us to be as a country.
Josh and I have dedicated our careers to Canada's space program because we know that it is important for Canada. We know that it helps us solve problems that we are dealing with in our country now. And we've dedicated our entire careers to that, to the testing of new spacecraft, to astronaut health, to supporting families, to pushing further and pushing beyond and make sure that Canada is represented adequately on that world stage.
Now, former Canadian astronaut Julie Payette is also excited for both Canadians and says despite what the word backup may sound like, they go through all the same training and there is nothing disappointing about being a backup on a space mission.
There are some famous backup example. The most famous one probably is Apollo 13, when our friend Jack Swigert replaced Ken Mattingly on Apollo 13. Well, Ken Mattingly ended up flying to the moon on Apollo 16 and then twice on the space shuttle. It's a good place to be.
And both Kutryk and Gibbons were selected to be part of Canada's space program in 2017. Mitsumi?
Thanks very much, Caroline.